Hi, good morning. It is Saturday, so happy Saturday or Catcher Day to anyone who likes cats. It's Catcher Day, and it is the first Saturday of the month, and there's a place in my city. It's very near my house, and they have a sale every first Saturday of the month, except for the winter months. So they've been off for a while, but today is the first day of the year that they're having another tent sale. So usually what they do is they sell their best plants in the store, and then every Saturday, every first Saturday of the month, they bring the older plants or the plants that are not in bloom anymore, or perhaps they just don't look as good as they would like them to be if they're selling them for a higher price. They bring those plants out and they sell it for a pretty good price. And I've gotten a lot of my orchids that way. I've also gotten a lot of different plants that way as well. And I'm going to show you guys today what I purchased. That's Mr. Cocoa Bean. He is my newest addition to the family, and he's a little skittish because he was a shelter cat. But anyway, where was I was saying something and then I forgot. Anyway, I did not get any orchids this time. There were only Phalaenopsis orchids, and they just weren't that great. Most of them were white, and I've already gotten so many of those orchids. I'm actually trying to give mine away, so I purchased other plants though. There's a lady there who always comes really early, and I just can never beat her, so she always gets the best plants like the frags and the paphs and so forth. And there was a cymbidium there that was so gorgeous, and of course someone already bought it. It's getting a lot popular. It's getting a lot more popular now than it was, a year ago when I started going to these shows or to these sales. So I guess I will have to go earlier next time. But enough of that. There's Mr. Cocoa Bean running away. I did purchase some stuff which I'm gonna show you guys. This is an African violet, and it is pretty big. So you can see there are small, compact, very tiny African violets, and then they have the medium size and the larger size. So I would say that this one has to be of a larger size. I am starting to understand African violets a little bit more. I think these were only a few dollars. They weren't that expensive, but I do like the leaves. They have some newer ones here. I'm hoping that it's not going to die in my care. I did for some time not really care that much about my African violets, and they did suffer a little bit, but they are coming back because I started caring for them a little bit more and understanding them and watering them the way that they want to be. So they're coming back, and they're putting out a lot of flowers now. So this is my first African violet, and you can see that these two are not the same. So this one has a more greener color foliage, and then this one has a more purple one. Isn't that awesome? So here's the back side of the leaves, and this one is totally purple, darker, and I'm hoping that it will be a little bit more special. And this one is actually different too. It's very different than the ones you get at the store. So I just cannot wait for them to bloom again. And there's that. And I also pick up quite a few bromeliads. So this one was $5. I know the guy there. He sells a lot of plants for really cheap, and he is just fantastic. I absolutely love him. He's wonderful. He always loves talking about plants, and the more you buy, the cheaper they are. So it's really exciting to, bring home a ton of different plants and just paying a very low price for them. And a lot of the time they are in very good condition. So I mean, this one, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just past its blooming time, so they just don't want to have to take care of it and rebloom it. So, and there is, this one was also $5. I wanted to know just so I could be aware of the prices. And this one actually have a little pup growing. I don't know if you can see that. It's very tiny right here, that little nubbin. Nope, not that little nubbin. That little nubbin. I'm sorry. So there it is. There, that's a little pup. And of course this one was the same. It was $5 and was just past its blooming time, and they just wanted to put it out because they probably didn't have that much room anymore for their plants. And of course I got another Nepenthes. So this one has no picture. Unfortunately, this was also $5, but it looks like it developed some pictures, some very small pictures, and of course I think it's because it was so dry that the pictures did not develop, and the older pictures got cut off, like right here. But that's okay. This one is actually bigger than the other one I purchased, and I'm assuming that it's the same type of Nepenthes. It doesn't have a tag on it, so I'm just gonna call it a Nepenthes. But I do like that I also scored a hanger and a pot with it. And there is a tiny little picture right in there. So I took a while to understand the Nepenthes as well. They did require a lot more water than I was giving them, so some of the pictures dried off, and when I started to water them a little bit more, I was rewarded with pictures that didn't dry off. And because my greenhouse is really humid, it's just great to be able to have these little guys in there. And my other Nepenthes is doing really well right now. I might have to repot it at some stage, but I think it'll be okay. So this one I might repot it as well. Looks like it does need a little bit of repotting. So I just have 3 more bromeliads. I have been eyeing a yellow bromeliad for a while, and this one was at $8. So the only places that I could buy bromeliads is of course at Home Depot or Lowe's, and they do go for a really high price. So I thought that I would just pick these guys up here because they are so good looking, and of course these guys will probably stop or drop in a little bit, but it's okay because I've been looking for the yellow one for a while now. And it just looks really healthy. I have not, let's see, there are no pups right now that I could see, but I'm gonna let that pass. Finally, okay, there are no pups that I could see currently, but I have high hopes for it. My bromeliads require very little care. And this one is a fuchsia color one. It's very, very big. There were some smaller bromeliads, which I probably should have purchased rather than these big ones, but for some reason I just fancy the big bromeliads better. They do make everything looks brighter because they're so huge and they're so bright looking. And they always remind me of pineapples, which is actually, pineapple is in the same family. But these guys are $8, and of course I just have one more plant. I like this bromeliad a lot. Let me get it for you. This is the biggest bromeliad I got, and the blooms are definitely fading already, but it has a different kind of bloom to it. So if you see the difference, this is the bromeliad you usually see, and then this one, the blooms are quite different than the other one. So I wanted to get it just because it was different, and I like to have varieties of things. So that is what I got, and that was also $8. And that's pretty much it. So I'm really excited about my purchase, even though there aren't any orchids. And I am looking forward to going to the San Francisco Orchid Show, which is in on the 26th to the 28th. So if any of you guys are coming out there, hopefully we'll meet each other. I probably will not be going on Saturday, definitely. Yeah, I probably won't be going on Saturday, but otherwise I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna buy a ton of orchids, and I'm actually looking forward to purchasing some carnivorous plants as well. What is that other? I can't remember the name of it exactly, but yeah, I am looking forward to buying some of that, some carnivorous plants, maybe some air plants if I see them, depending on what the pricing is. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. So I will see you guys the next time on the next video. Bye!